Okay, and I believe that we are all ready to go for yet another story dumpster fire. And this one, I don't know if Danny is still in the chat, but maybe you can explain some of this to me, because it seems very British. It's called Bloody Mary Chases James Cotter and Rab C. Nesbit. Subtitle: Ella Cotter buys a Ouija board. She dares Rab C. Nesbit to summon Bloody Mary in a haunted house. Haunted hose, excuse me. Now, I think I can only use this music for it. James Cotter and Rab C. Nesbit dabble with a Ouija board. Ella Cotter would rather James Cotter go summon Bloody Mary. He goes, Ella, I don't want to. He chickens out and hides under a bed. Ella pushes him. He has to summon Bloody Mary. Mary Doll Nesbit don't ask James Cotter, says Ella. He turns and says, I rather Ella summon Bloody Mary. But Rab C. Nesbit says, what the hell are you tutting? I will walk alone. I don't need ya. I don't need ya. He summoned Bloody Mary alone. Mary Doll Nesbit says, will you get heck out your spouse to drive Ella Cotter to the haunted hose? She goes, that's a sin to summon a demon. Rab C. Nesbit tell all the ghost hunters, beat it or so be it. With that, he pulls his water pistol and sprays them in the face. They go, I beg your pardon. I don't keep a gun under my counter, and says, get out or so be it. With this, he throws the Ouija board. Rab C. Nesbit grabs it and takes it. He says, oh, and I don't you ever forget it. Does anyone know what's happening right now? Because I have this right in front of me, and I'm not sure myself. He goes, the swines that ya are. Ella Cotter says, oh, I sin, it's a boggle board, a Ouija board or spirit board in Glasgow. Rab C. Nesbit called them boggles. I have used a Ouija board. I placed it once under a chandelier, and the light flickered, then exploded for no apparent reason. It freaked my father out. I was flabbergasted, shocked. It is unexplained till this day. Rab C. Nesbit says, I could be possessed by a demon. Ella tells him, bring holly water. Getting possessed by a demon sounds horrible. All that contortionism probably leads to awful back problems. But some demonic possessions aren't all that bad. A possession doesn't have to be all spooky voices, matted hair, and projectile vomiting. Rab C. Nesbit had never considered that demons possess the human soul. Ella Cotter says, you will need a priest. Nobody wants a demonic possession. It is never a good thing. Rab C. Nesbit is pretty skeptical over the Ouija board. He goes, is there? A risk. James Cotter goes, it might mean you could get haunted by a boggle. Rab C. Nesbit says, I'll tell you this, they better beat it, those swine that they are. Anyone? Any ideas? Rab C. Nesbit starts saying, who will protect me from a wrath? Ella says, you're taking us down with ya, pal. James Cotter says, let's get practical. He decides to mess with the Ouija board. It's not a toy, says Mary Doll Nesbit. It's not really a toy. Or is it? Obviously, if anyone in the world has actually contacted a real spirit through the spirit board or Ouija board, then it's definitely not a toy. If we're all just making it up, then I guess there's nothing to worry about. I think you're better off only using this game if you're going to take it seriously and understand the fact that you could reach another plane or some dead people with it. You might learn something you don't want to know. Oh, says Rab C. Nesbit, I'd rather have my fish supper, then holds on to Mary Doll Nesbit. She says, will you get heck, you're supposed to be brave. I guess dive Ella. She goes, it's disgusting, it's not even a pedigree, a demon. Rabsy Nesbit has to know the rules using a Ouija board. He goes, "Oh, I'm listening, right? Listening to get a Bloody Mary ghost." The most important rule is to never taunt or goad a spirit to communicate with you through the Ouija board. This can have disastrous consequences. 3. Wait. Okay, there was no 1 or 2. 3. Never ask a Ouija board when you are going to die. 4. Spirits who talk to you through your Ouija board can tell you anything they want. Just because a spirit says something does not mean it is true. A spirit will try to win. Rabsy Nesbit sounds stubborn using a Ouija board. He goes to the Ouija board when he is going to die. Everyone tells him, "Don't do that. That is not good." "Oh my God," says Mary Doll Nesbit. "You asked it a sin," says Ella. "You will get heck by Mary Queen of Scots." He goes, Rabsy Nesbit says, "Hold your wish." James Cotter says, "First things first, I love Scotland." Rabsy Nesbit tells him, "Ya daft, they don't do normal things up here like bushwhack. Ya, they haunt ya in thy woods. Then the ghost shag ya and eat ya." Rabsy Nesbit, Ella says, "Let's leave them alone, Mary Doll Nesbit there." The next day arrived. James Cotter is shivering under his bed. He goes, "Rabsy Nesbit, I see a ghost." He runs out and joins Ella Cotter and Mary Doll Nesbit. They go, "What's keeping ya? It's late. It's past our bedtime." Rabsy Nesbit, he says, "Oh, I guess so." He breaks wind and forces Mary Doll Nesbit to smell his disgust. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, guys. Mary Doll Nesbit says, "See you, that's disgusting. It's not even normal." Ella decided to put a curse on Rabsy Nesbit. He gets a good Scottish hex. It be turning Rabsy Nesbit into a polite man. He goes, he would rather others beat it. "Who the hell are ya tut-tut-tutting? I'll David what I bloody may well." It takes a crane to move Rabsy Nesbit. Rabsy Nesbit wakes up confused. He claims Mary Queen of Scots told him to hold his wish and beat it. Rabsy Nesbit goes to his pub in Govan. He has a iron brew. He says, "I'd rather see the television." The pub owner tells you better beat it. He goes, "I don't need ya, I don't need ya." He goes, "I will walk alone," and then passes out with too much to drink. Mary Doll Nesbit says, "Ya drunk." Rabsy Nesbit, he goes, "Oh, aye, ya swine that ya are." He goes to onlookers. They go, "Bugger off." Rabsy Nesbit, "Yes, James Cotter, ya daft, ya made me summon a boggle." He goes in the toilet and looks in the mirror. He chants Bloody Mary 3 times. He says he swear he saw a distorted face. He goes, "What the bloody hell," and runs to his wife, Mary Doll Nesbit. The next day, Rabsy Nesbit wakes up demonically possessed. He thinks he is haunted by a demon. He thinks it's Ella who brought the Ouija board. The Ouija, also known as a spirit board or talking board, is a flat board marked with the letters of the alphabet, the numbers 0 through 9, the words yes, no, hello occasionally, and goodbye, along with the various symbols and graphics. It uses a small heart-shaped piece of wood or plastic called a planchette. Demons have been around for a long time. They really just threw a dictionary entry into the middle of this. According to Rosemary Ellen Gilley, demons are not courted or worshipped in contemporary Wicca and paganism. The existence of negative energies is... Maybe Mary Doll Nesbit can save Rabsy Nesbit. He goes to church, tells the priest to help. He says, "It's a shame you did a sin inviting a demon using a Ouija board." Ella Cotter says she put a curse on him. Only way he break it is drink salt water. A demon is considered a harmful spirit entity, which may cause demonic possession, calling for an exorcism. In Western occultism and Renaissance magic, which grew out of an amalgamation of Greco-Roman magic, Jewish Agada, and Christian demonology, Rabsy Nesbit says, "Who the hell are you tut-tut-tutting, ya swines? That ya are," he says, "beat it." I think my accent's slipping into Irish when it's supposed to be Scottish. "Is a curse, a mystery, a medieval spirit." Hokusai. Hokusai? Why'd they just call out, like, Japanese classic literature in the middle of this? A curse, also an imprecation, malediction, execration, malison, anathema, or commination, is any expressed wish that some form of adversity or misfortune will befall or attach to some other entity, one or more persons, a place, or an object. In particular, curse may refer to such a wish or pronouncement made effective by a supernatural or spiritual power, such as a god or gods, a spirit, or a natural force, or else... Rabsy Nesbit, could a curse be real? Rabsy Nesbit acts like he is skeptical. He wonders about a curse. We've all heard of famous curses like the Hope Diamond, King Tut's curse, and the Kennedy curse. What is... I don't know what the fuck this story's doing. But are they real or just a series of coincidences? It's true that our words hold power. In the book of Genesis, God creates the entire world with his words. Words are indeed seeds of creation, but the power of belief is just as potent. Let's examine some famous curses. If you believe it is, I guess. James Cotter and Rabsy Nesbit dabble with a Ouija board. Oh my god, is the story starting over? How much fucking longer is this? If you believe in ghosts, you're not alone. Cultures all around the world believe in spirits that survive death to live in another realm. In fact, ghosts are among the widely believed of paranormal that survive death to live in another realm. In fact, ghosts are among the most widely believed of paranormal. How many Wikipedia paragraphs are in this? I don't know, Yune. Think about it a lot. Believes in the paranormal is real. Lots of us believe in the supernatural. Chapter 3, Area 51, caller. Is it real? No one will ever know. Subscribe for $1. Send me this offer. X. Lifestyle. The Outer Limits. A Lone Voice in the Desert lures 10 million listeners by Mark Fisher. March 29th, 1998. If you maintain a force in the world that comes into people's sleep, you are exercising a meaningful power. Don DeLillo in Underworld. Oh my god, it's still going! Pahrump, Nevada. There's a call on the Area 51 caller line. Art Bell answers on the air, unscreened as always. A panicked, near-hysterical man says he was let go from the top-secret government compound. Ring Art Bell answers. A guy claims to be medically discharged and said stuff about aliens he claimed about how aliens will take over. Art Bell takes the call. He hangs up on the frantic caller. Area 51 caller is a real caller. It did involve a man who acted frequently over how aliens exist. The belief in the existence of an afterlife... This might be the first time I actually give up on a story. Oh, it's the last page. The belief in the existence of an afterlife, as well as manifestations of the spirit of the dead, is widespread, dating back to animism or ancestor worship in pre-literate cultures. Certain religious practices, funeral rites, exorcisms, and some of spiritualism and ritualistic magic are specifically designed to rest the spirits of the dead. Ghosts are generally described as solitary human-like essences, though stories of ghostly armies and the ghosts of animals. Rabsy Nesbit is an inhabitable being. Burps, pumps, acts like wild, has a cancerous mouth, talks Glaswegian vulgarity, and... swears. I guess Rabsy Nesbit had his way. He be giving Bloody Mary, Queen of Scots, the Glaswegian kiss. She then threatened and say you will be carrying your heed in your hounds, means that the ghost will chop your head off and make you carry your head in your hands. Rabsy Nesbit says, hold your weesh. He acts exceedingly rude. The end. Fucking finally. You know, when I screenshot these, it's not immediately apparent just how fucking long some of them are.